Welcome and thank you so much for supporting us and the great artists we feature on this channel. Today we're speaking with a dynamic artist duo from Abstract World Designers, Kimberly and Michael Bond. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear about. I've never spoken to an artist duo, so I can't wait to get into this. But
Absolutely.
before we start, do you mind giving us a brief introduction?
I'm Kimberly Bond. I'm born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky, by the way of New York, and here in Atlanta, Georgia. Been in Atlanta for since '96. I guess you could say art is my passion, my goal, and my dream. Me and my husband both started during the pandemic, and I'm a hairstylist by trade. That's my primary, but art is it's all the same basically.
It's your love.
Love it.
And Michael?
My name is Michael Bond. I'm originally from New York City, Harlem. Came down to Atlanta about 2002. Got into the music industry. Got into the private airline industry. I went to culinary school, the Cordon Bleu.
Wow.
Gradu-
Okay.
Graduated. That's my true profession and passion.
Hmm.
But also painting, abstract world designers is my passion as well. And like my wife said, we got into the artwork about 2020 during the pandemic, looking for something innovative to do and a way to express ourselves. And so we created Abstract World Designers, and here we are.
Okay, that sounds good. So let me ask you, was 2020 your earliest memory of being in the art world, or did you kind of dibble and dabble prior to that? Like
Well,
maybe not the art world, but art, I should say, like expressing yourself through art. Do you have?
definitely. I think culinary really got me into the art form as well. When I went to culinary school, just learning about plate presentation, what's appealing to the eye, and colors are appealing to the eye. Colors are in everything all around us. They create our emotions, just like you have the McDonald's sign, which is yellow and red. That creates a certain emotion in people when they see that. Either it makes them hungry or it's just very noticeable. And the same thing with painting and putting the paint to the paint board. It creates an emotion with you when you put it on the board. So you can have a happy emotion, you can have a sad emotion, and that's just what colors do for me. And also with food, if you put green, yellow, and brown together, that's your protein, that's your vegetable, that's your starch or whatever. And that's appealing.
Well,
And
you
so
want to draw people in
absolutely.
from the
And
beginning.
and that's what our artwork presents. It draws you into your emotional side and how you're feeling and how you might have felt in the past. And
Right. True.
with my wife being a hairstylist and her mixing colors together, I mean, she is just more creative than me. I have to admit. But
Colors, it's therapy.
it definitely
It's
is therapy.
therapy,
Right.
you
That's
know, and
true.
it's a way of making a person's day. Even if you put on a certain color to wear fashionable, it brings out the the happy, the joyful self of you. You know what I'm saying? If you're
Right.
in a certain color, and then it can also depress you too. So it just really depends on what you wanting to see and where you're going with your life.
And
So
where you at
and
in
where
your
you at
life?
in your life. All right.
Right.
Because
I
people go
agree with
through
that
emotional
100%.
roller coasters in their
Exactly.
life.
Exactly.
Right.
You know.
Colors
And
brighten your day.
they do. And I mean, there's a lot of research that's gone
Mhm.
into colors, and a
Color
lot of
therapy.
companies, like you mentioned, McDonald's. I mean, a lot of
Exactly.
companies put a lot of time
That's right.
and research into how they present their logos, if
That's
they're a
right.
restaurant, the colors within the restaurant.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, and in your home,
That's
the
right.
Mhm.
colors you choose
Exactly.
can affect you. So
That's
I
right.
definitely agree with that.
Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
And would you say that the color is your biggest inspiration in the art, or what would you say is your biggest inspiration as far as your art is concerned?
I mean, for me, my inspiration is therapeutic. I sort of just put the paint to the paint board and I let it do what it do from there. I don't go in with a certain idea. Most of the time I do. I'm not gonna lie. most of the time I do go in with a certain idea, just not the color, you know, and I just put the color to it and it creates itself at that point.
For me, it's more spiritual and intuitive. When I actually paint, I paint intuitively. So
Hmm.
I
Okay.
meditate a lot. And so therefore I get the downloads to what I'm gonna put on the board. Otherwise,
Okay.
it won't come.
Right. Right. And that was going to be one of my questions. You have a specific ritual or
Yeah.
meditation
Mhm.
and affirmations or anything
Yep,
like that
yep,
that come into play.
yep, yep.
Definitely a little wine sipping helps. Definitely that
Get
helps.
you in the mood.
Gets you in the mood, soothes you,
Right.
and most of the time you gravitate to the color of your emotional state,
Yep. Where
Okay.
you are.
of where you are in the present moment.
Correct.
And that's what I like about artwork. It's always in the present.
You guys keep hitting on my questions. I don't even have to go to my list. Are you able to create if you're in a bad mood? Like, let's say you're in a
Absolutely.
really bad mood.
Yeah.
Are you able to just go in there and if so, what gets you going? I mean, do you just decide I'm going to paint, or do you have to do something to get yourself prepared? How do you approach that?
Well, with me, the meditation, because
Okay.
I meditate. I'm Buddhist first and foremost. My religion is philosophy, is Buddhism. So with that on top of the meditation, I'm really never in a bad mood.
I was going to say that
So
when you say you go
not
to
really.
meditation, I was like, she must,
Yeah.
maybe she doesn't get in a bad mood.
No, not really. It's
That's good.
no.
Is it Zen Buddhism, if you don't mind me asking?
It's Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism.
Oh, my
Mhm.
mother followed that. And my
Really?
sister, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Nam-myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo.
myoho
Namyo Renge
renge
Kyo.
kyo. That's right.
He's like, "I'm gonna shakabuki you one
That's
day."
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, so I know all about it.
All about it.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
yes.
good. And
Mhm.
Michael, are you able to dive in a bad mood, or do you need to kind of
Definitely, if I have like a restless day,
okay,
a mind-boggling day, is definitely a calling to meditation and just not attacking the board, but going at the board because it's calling me, so it wants me to do
right,
something,
okay,
and so I just let it flow. I just let it
right,
flow, and it starts off. It might start off a little emotionally gloomy, maybe, but
okay,
then I always try to go vibrant and create a mood of happiness, of gladness, or transitioning from being in a bad mood to being in a good mood. And that definitely displays in the artwork that we present.
Yeah.
A lot of transitional, moving paint colors inside of our paintings, just like the one that Kim created today. I mean,
today, wow,
it's an
nice,
emotional flow of goodness and beauty.
right. I agree. And the colors, they're
And the
Absolutely.
soothing. They're soothing and also vibrant at the same time.
Absolutely.
Energizing, I should say. Yeah.
And it's very textured. The lighting is a little dim because of where we at right now.
Right.
I light real quick, babe. Sorry. So, but I mean, it's such a soothing painting, and this represents just abstract. This is part of our collection, Abstract World Designers, and the abstract in it and how the paint creates itself, but it still created a happy space. It didn't create a gloomy space, you know, and
Yeah, I see that.
it's just so transitioning, so wonderfully put together. She did a great job on this one.
She did.
She really did.
Bravo, Kimberly.
Yeah,
thank you.
bravo.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank
So basically it's all circles from, it all circles back to the therapeutic side of it, the meditative
Absolutely.
side, the colors, it all,
you. Exactly.
and
Just
I hear
life.
that a lot from artists that it's like therapy for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's definitely life. It has art has a life form of itself. And what's great about it, it keeps creating itself in each individual, where it creates its own path, it creates its own direction. And
Right.
so that's why we really gravitated towards doing artwork and paintings, man. It's the best choice I've made creatively in my
Right.
life.
Me too.
Yes, ma'am.
And may I ask how it looks like? Do you guys actually work on the same canvas ever, or is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, how did walk
but
me
it's
through that?
We do both.
right.
So sometimes we do 2, 3 paintings at a time. One we might be working on ourselves together. We did this together. I did the texture part. She did all the colors. And sometimes we'll flip flop it. She'll do the texture part and I'll do the colors. Or we just go back and forth and which creates a great dynamic duo, husband and wife duo, like
That's
Yeah.
a
right.
And
best.
bond.
And it's a bonding
Yeah.
Right.
Together.
So
therapy
no
session.
arguments over what's
No,
no good.
no. We try not to argue about painting too
Right.
because we know that everything that we suggest about the artwork is always going to be a creative idea or creative
Right.
aspect to the
I
art.
see.
And it's
Okay.
always going to create its own beauty
Right.
anyway.
Mhm.
Right.
So with two great minds and on one painting, I mean, how can you not create a masterpiece?
Right. Can't go wrong.
Can't
That's
go
right.
wrong.
That's right.
And I just want to show you guys kind of covered in the
Yeah,
paint.
there we are. Yes.
In the lab. We're
In
in
the
the
In the
lab.
lab.
lab,
In the lab.
creating.
Yes, ma'am.
Creating. That's right.
Getting it done.
So it sounds like from what you said that the partnership actually enhances the creative process for you.
Yes.
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
definitely creates that part at that aspect. It helps keep the tension down
Mhm.
Right.
from marriage and being in a relationship with your partner. Because you're always gonna have disagreements. You're always gonna have, your input that you want to insight, and just like she's gonna have hers, and
Right.
we come to a common ground with our artwork.
Well, that's good because the common ground is where you need to be because, like you said,
Absolutely.
that's you're two individuals. You're not one person formed two people formed into one person.
Right.
Right.
So you have your own ideas, feelings. You come from, you bring your own perspectives to
Right.
things. You might be looking at the same piece and you see it one way
Right.
Right.
and she sees it another, but the fact that you can kind of meld and make it
Hmm.
work is good.
That's right.
Very good.
That's right.
It's teamwork, make the
Teamwork.
dream work.
That's
Mhm.
right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And a little bit on just where you said you grew up. Do you feel like that enters in any way to your artistic expression? You being from New York and you said you're from, was it Louisville?
Louisville, Kentucky, yes.
Louisville? How does that, or does it make its way into your art at all?
Yes and no. I personally have been here longer than I've been in all three states. So
Okay.
this is Atlanta is really home for me. And I guess I take a little bit of all three places and my personality and put that also on the board. Um, but yeah, it's a combination, I guess.
Okay. And Michael, do you find
I think yeah, New York definitely has an influence on me with the artwork. For I never could learn how to do graffiti, excuse me.
right?
And I always tried in school, with the bubble letters, tried to draw. I wasn't real good at that, but seeing all the graffiti on the trains, all around New York City, it
Right.
definitely has an influence on me in artwork and colors and just yes, it does.
Do you see graffiti as art, like when you saw it as a child?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I could read graffiti. It was just something that was instilled in me from just seeing it all the time and not learning about it, but seeing it all the time and you learn to read it. You learn
Right,
to read
right.
the bubble letters and how
Yeah.
they shape them and stuff like that. So
Did
I
you have a
see it all.
tag?
Huh?
Did you have a
Yeah,
tag?
I had a couple of tags. They changed up. One of them was True, TRU, and
Okay.
one was Mike Boogie. But
Okay.
and I drew a couple of faces, but like I said, I wasn't good at art, so
That
I
wasn't your
did other
thing.
things, basketball and stuff like that.
And we're gonna get into looking at some of your work now.
Okay.
Okay.
In reading your bio, I saw that you talked a lot about colors as we did in the beginning, but you had your favorite colors that you like to talk about. But
Mhm.
if you want, you can either talk about this piece or, just whatever you'd like to share.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is a piece that Kimberly made. I'll let her explain it a little bit more.
This is actually the ocean and how the ocean brings the soothing and the calmness to one's life. Water has a tendency to, if you are going through any things emotionally, it kind of, brings the stress and the anxiety and all that down when you're near water or
Right,
by water, by water or seawater. And the color blue is a cooling off color to soothe
right,
you and bring you down if you're angry. So I painted the actual ocean, and around the ocean has the little islands in its texture and actual acrylic paint. Everything we've done pretty much, except for maybe 4 pieces, have been acrylic. So this is texture and acrylic put on the board, canvas board.
I'm very drawn to this piece. All
Yes.
right, and next piece.
And this one, both of us done together. This is a color pretty much that brings out the best as far as texture and calmness and emotional.
For me, this one for me creates a lot of excitement, like a calm excitement. You
Right.
know how when you walk into, oh, I don't know, your favorite restaurant, but you got to
Right.
remain calm, but you love to be here. You can't be like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Let's go. I'm ready to eat. Give me my food, my specialty.
Right.
This one
Right.
keeps that happiness and joyful, soothing and calming and
Patient.
patiently,
Yeah.
Right.
patiently waiting.
Patiently waiting.
You have the smile, but you're not like,
Right.
Exactly.
you're keeping it
You're
professional.
keeping it
Correct.
professional.
That's right. That's
Professional emotion. That's what that is.
Right.
right. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And then let's go on to the next.
This is part of my collection.
Yeah.
This is faces. So this one right here is blue face. And
Mm.
I have a couple of pieces like that, and I've texturized it, and they're different colors, different variations. I have a yellow one, I have a pink one, I have a white one, I have a black one, and the blue face is just, you got to see the face and create your own environment
Mhm.
or create your own space with the face, and how it makes you feel. Some people might see it happy, some people see it sad, some people see it as confusing, but it's all in how you perceive it and how you look at it,
Yes.
you know.
You know what's crazy? When I saw this, I thought face, but I was like, that's not a face.
Absolutely.
Why are
Yeah.
No,
you
it,
thinking
it is
that?
a face.
Face.
And we make all type of faces.
That's right.
And that's the thing. That's why I created faces, because we make all type of faces throughout our life, throughout
Right.
the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody cut you off, you make an angry face. You happy to see your favorite coworker, you make a certain face.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So for me, faces is just ways of expression,
Yeah.
and the color is just the emotional vibe that you're going to be on when you're making that face. So
I love the abstraction of the face.
Mhm.
absolutely, thank you.
So, yeah, and
And
I
that
love
that
the
was
color.
definitely the whole point of it.
Yes.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Yay, I get 100% A
That's
plus.
Yes,
right.
ma'am. You hit it on the head,
You did.
on the face.
Right.
Because sometimes when you're not an artist, you have to give yourself grace in
Absolutely.
being able to look at a piece and coming up with your own
Right.
interpretation. And I have heard artists say, just sometimes they won't even interpret it. They're like, no,
Right,
it's up to you, the viewer, to
Right.
interpret it. So,
That's right.
right.
but I
And a
think
lot
we
of
can go ahead.
I'm sorry. A lot of times people put names to their paintings too, and that creates something in their mind for a viewer to start creating themselves. And
Oh,
so
okay.
with some of our artwork, we didn't put any names because we
Mm,
want you as the viewer to create your own environment with the painting,
That's right.
create your
right.
own emotion. It's up to you. We see what we see, but
Right.
everybody see things differently.
That's right.
That's true.
So, titles sometimes create boundaries that
Oh,
you
I
can't
see. Yeah.
go past. So if I put a painting in front of you and then say what you see, 100 people will see different
Different
things.
things.
That's true.
But if
That's
I
right.
put a title to it, then all 100 people will see something within that title.
Right.
Right.
So
They'll
I
be
don't want to
seeking that out, seeking
right
out
Right.
what's in the
seeking out
title.
what's in the title.
Right.
And so, like you were saying, a lot of artists have said that they want the viewer or the buyer to create their own imagination of what they see. And that's also what it's about.
You mentioned something about the chakra colors.
Yes,
Yes.
Would you
ma'am.
like to go into that a little bit?
I'll let you go. You better at it than me.
So also when I'm painting, I do think about the chakras. The chakras are the energy systems that line the body, and everybody has them in there. So the chakras are purple for the crown and violet for the third eye, which this is the crown, and then this would be your third eye. And then blue is for your throat chakra, green is for your heart chakra, and orange is for your solar plex chakra, and then yellow is for your sacral chakra, and then red is for your root chakra. And each chakra system deals with the different emotions or whatever you're going through in your life.
Right.
So, where your root chakra, that's that chakra that deals with finances, stability, and fear and life events that happen to you. That is the lower chakra. And if you operating out of that chakra, sometimes our chakras can get blocked. So if they're
Right.
blocked, they won't allow you to do a lot of different things. So the lower three chakras kind of help determine, your purpose and help you strive in life. The heart chakra balances all the chakras. There's 7 of them, so it'll balance them all.
Mm.
So when I'm painting, or I'm gonna say me per se, I make sure that all my chakras are open, so for that energetic reason. And then when I'm meditating, again, all of that is how I'm able to vision and put different things on the board. And I kind of keep them chakras, them 7 colors that the chakras are,
Right.
and with what I'm putting on the board too.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
It's all about positivity.
It is all about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, nothing but.
To art. And you did kind of touch on your cosmetology and you touched on your culinary side. Did you want to share a little bit more on how, being a cosmetologist, being in the culinary field, maybe led you to art?
Yes, I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, as far as the cosmetology part of it, I really didn't put 2 and 2 together, because when I started actually really focusing on art, it was during that pandemic where we were shut down. And
Right.
so he started actually 6 months before I did. And then he kept trying to get me to join him, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna do hair. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna focus on that.
What did you think when
He
he
was doing
started?
it. He was doing it. And
So you were like supportive
very
and
supportive.
wanting him to do it,
Yes,
and
yes,
Mhm.
then when he told you join me, were you
yes.
a little curious, or you felt like it was splitting you away from the hair side?
No, I didn't feel like it was splitting me from the hair side. I wanted to pretty much focus on the therapy side, because it was therapy for me watching him do it. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
that's
So
interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
it was very therapeutic for me. I mean, and he would have the wine and stuff, and I'm watching him paint, and he's all into it. And I was like, and he was like, "Come on, I got you set up. Come on and join me." I was like, "No, no, you just go right on ahead." I'm like, he's like, "Okay." So he would just be painting. He would have the music going, and then I'm gonna say, my grandson, he came to me and he said, "Nana, I want to paint."
Mhm.
Wait a minute. Grandson?
Yes, I have 7 grandkids.
What?
Yes.
I met you in person, and I can say that you do not look like at all. But okay, we
Yes.
digress. Go ahead.
Thank you, thank you.
You're
Um,
welcome.
I had my grandson came to me and said, "Nana, I wanna paint." So I said, "Okay." So I took out a board for him and set him up and let him start painting. He said, "You gonna paint with me?" And I
Uh-oh.
said, "Yeah." And then I
You
go,
can say no to him.
right, exactly. So, and he was 5. And so
Oh,
at
okay.
that time, and so I set him up and we started painting. And then, so I was painting mine, and then started feeling it. And so, but I still really wasn't connecting the dots. It
What
really
did
was,
you
I was just
feel?
doing
Like,
it.
what did you
I
feel
feel-
though? Like, if you not to go like crazy deep, but when you said you were feeling it, what was it? Like, did you feel a release? Did you feel like this is fun? Like, what was the emotion?
it was a release and it was fun. But again, as far as, making sure everything was good, I'm just doing it. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody, when I showed everybody what we were doing, we showed them my husband's work, my grandson's work, and my work. I'm talking about family wise.
Right.
Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Nana, you did that!" And I'm like, "Yes." And then my daughter, they was like, "Wow, that's good." And I was like, it was all right. So it took me like 25 paintings for me to actually say, "Okay, I can do this."
Now,
That's
did you paint over the canvas, or did you the 25, did you keep them,
I
you
kept them.
know?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes. So you got my beginning stages and then me advancing throughout. And I
Okay.
I I try to paint something every day. Both of us do pretty much.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
from then to now, yeah, we paint every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And Michael, how did that starting out 6 months before, how was that? Like, what was like the catalyst to make you just, I know it was during the pandemic, but what was the mindset or catalyst that made you just say, "You know what? I'm going to paint."
It was a time in the world where everybody was going through some stuff, and people were staying home, didn't know what to do. People were out of work, and people had never been home that much
That
before,
long.
or you've never known what to do if you had to be in the house.
Right.
So I thought of an idea. I mean, like, if I had to be in the house, what would I be doing? What can help me therapeutically so I don't go crazy? I don't start stressing out or getting antsy and wanting to go outside. So I thought painting, and I did coin collecting too. But painting really helped me with my anxiety. It helped me during the time when I was like, okay, we can't go outside, we can't see color. Let me do
Mm,
painting and do put my emotions and the emotions of the world on canvas. And so being in the culinary field, when you're doing plate presentation, you want to add as much color to make it appealing as possible. And so that's what I decided to do with the artwork. Let me put as much painting I can on the paintboard and see what it creates. It just created so much great work for me that I just continued on with it. And the fact that I've seen a couple of entertainers like Jim Carrey,
right.
he was a painter,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
that really inspired me
Yeah.
too. That all of that happened kind of
Yeah.
like at the
Same
same
time.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I seen Jim Carrey doing it, I was like, wow. And it's another guy, Swiss Beats.
Mhm.
Swiss Beats famous for the verses, producer in the industry,
Right.
and he was into the artwork. So I said, you know what, I'm doing something right. Let me
Right.
continue with this. Let me continue with my artistic flow. I'm
Mm,
putting it on the plate. Let me put it on the canvas,
right.
and that's been my inspiration. And I've kept it moving, kept it going.
Yeah, Swiss Beats is a big time collector.
He is very big time.
Yeah.
Love,
So
love
Swiss
that.
Beats, if you hear this,
That's right.
check out our artwork.
That's right.
Please support us, abstract world
That's
designers.
right.
That's
Dot com.
right.
Yeah.
Add one of these pieces to your collection, at least
That's
one.
right.
At
At least
least
one.
one.
That's
Help
right.
us,
At least.
and do a video.
You never know.
You
No,
never
Putting
you
it
know.
don't.
out there.
That's
That's right.
right.
Law of attraction.
That's
Right.
right.
So
Manifest that.
if you know Swiss beats, please send them to abstractworlddesigners.com.
That's right.
Hold on. There you go. Okay. This is the one you want to share. And I'll have it
Yes.
in the description below as well.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Spelled correctly.
Yes.
So we're detouring a little bit, and I just want to ask you, what is something, and both of you can answer actually, what is something that you're great at cooking? Or a meal or a particular item?
I'm good at cooking spaghetti.
Okay.
I love spaghetti. I love some good, fresh, homemade, from scratch spaghetti.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. So you make your own pasta.
Yes, I do. I haven't made it in a while,
Right.
but if I don't make it fresh pasta, everything else is fresh.
And what are we putting on this pasta?
We put in my vegetables, we put in mushrooms, we put in fresh garlic.
Okay.
We're not putting meat. We don't do meat
Yeah.
anymore.
I'm
Okay.
vegan.
Oh, you're vegan. Okay.
He's
Vegan.
not. I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
My
he's
wife-
making it for you,
I'm
so
making the pasta for her.
Right.
that's right. And what is something you can't cook? You just like can't cook it or don't like cooking? Both of you
Um,
can answer too if you want. Is there something you would look at and just be turned off to cooking, or are you're
um,
adventurous? It sounds like.
baking.
Bacon.
Oh, baking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't like desserts and stuff like that. I like eating them. I don't like
Oh, I
making.
see.
I
Don't
do
like
that.
making.
I'll make the
Yeah.
desserts. And
Okay.
he does the bulk of it, but every now and then I'll I do a real good vegan pasta shells,
Yes,
and it's really good.
delicious.
So they stuffed
And-
pasta shells,
Oh, nice. So what's stuffed in it?
like spinach and feta cheese and mushrooms, and I use truffle. It's a lot.
Mm.
Green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers. What else?
It's delicious. Vegan
Vegan
cheese. All the
vegan
cheese.
cheese,
is
all the
vegan.
vegan
Oh,
cheese. Yeah,
vegan
everything's
cheese.
vegan. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
But
You know
you
that
could
all
do
those
it
things.
if you wasn't vegan, but at the same time, it is vegan dish. So
Right,
you wouldn't
right.
even think if you
You
tasted
wouldn't think it's
it.
a
Wow.
Everybody's like, "Wow, this is okay."
No way. And have either of you ever done something risky like skydiving?
I have not. I bungee jumped.
Oh, really?
Yes, I
Was
did that.
were you excited about it or was it like
I was tricked.
tricked into it? Okay.
Yeah, so it was me and a group of my friends. I was in Kentucky, and we all went out for drinks. And in the back of the restaurant, there was a bungee jumping thing where they allowed you had to pay to bungee jump. And so
Right.
we were supposed to do it as a group. All of us go up. So everybody went up the ladder and go.
Right.
Nobody, when we got up there, they was chicken. They didn't want to go. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go first. So I go first. I'm screaming as I'm coming down, right? And they turn around. I see them in my peripheral vision, turning
Right.
around and going back down the steps. So they
No
didn't go. So
way.
I was the one
Oh,
that
no.
took it for the team.
So how did it feel? I know during it must have been scary, but was it like, did you feel a sense of accomplishment after you did
I
it?
did, and
Okay.
it made me actually take more risk.
Oh,
You
interesting.
know, yeah, it made me. I did because I squeezed my eyes so tight. The blood vessels up underneath. I did kind of bust them a little
Oh,
bit. They
wow.
mended back, but at the
Right.
time, yeah,
Mm.
because of the wind and as me coming down, and you got a parachute like a thing on the back of
Right.
you that's holding you, so a cord, and
Right.
but I mean, I would probably do it again because I know what to expect. Is the what to expect as you doing it. I would say that. Yeah, that's probably the riskiest thing I've done so far. Yeah.
Okay.
At
I'm
250 feet.
how tall?
250.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll jump like from a couple steps. I'm not
Yeah, it
I'm
was
not interested in that. But that's good. That's good. I know what you mean though about doing something that is fearful to you.
right.
So it could be bungee jumping or it could
Yeah.
be going up to a stranger and talking to a stranger or whatever, but how it can kind of release some inhibitions and make you less fearful in
Step out of
general.
your comfort zone.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, because we get comfortable.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Mhm.
Okay, and this is for both of you. If you could be excellent in an instant at a new skill or talent, what would it be and why?
Mhm.
For me, reading. I would pick reading. If I
Okay.
had the skill to read like a lot of books, because it takes a skill to read.
So you
Take
mean like speed reading
like
type
speed
reading?
reading,
Okay.
and yeah, I think that skill right there, it'll be very helpful for me.
I would say for me, it would be public speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing good right now? But you mean like in front of an audience?
Yeah, with the actual camera, because sometimes I
Right.
do get camera shy. It depends on the situation. So that's a fear.
Right.
Phobia
Okay.
that, yeah. So
So like a room full of
right,
people
a
and you're
full of
there just killing it.
exactly.
That would be okay.
Yeah.
And Michael, you touched on my last one, which you guys must be a little psychic or something.
Mhm.
But I wanted to ask you guys, what book did you read that had the most impact on your life? And that's the last one of our detour questions.
That's a great question. I've read a lot of books, man. The deepest book I've ever read.
Or just let's say one of them, because that is hard to pick one,
It is. It really is.
make it the only, but share with us one book maybe that you can think of right now.
Um, Definitely Think and Grow Rich.
I was gonna say
Okay.
that
Yeah.
one.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I know it's a popular book and everybody's read it, but it is a good book.
It's good. Yeah.
It's a very good book by Napoleon Hill. Very influential in my life when I've read it, and I've read it maybe about
Mhm.
3 times. And it ain't just a book you just read once. You have
Right.
to read
Right.
it
You can keep
throughout your
reading.
lifetime. You can keep
Exactly.
reading that book and learn something new every single time.
Right.
A very great book. Um,
Because it's not just about money, it's mindset,
it's
which is the
Correct.
most
mindset.
important part.
It's all
Yeah.
about mindset and how you
Right.
perceive things and how you receive things as well.
Correct.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
it's all in your perception of it
Yep.
all.
Yep.
Right. And Kimberly, did you want to share a book or are you
I would say The
still doing
Magic of
the
Thinking Big.
okay.
Yeah, that's one too.
I don't know if I've heard of that one, so I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's really good. It's one you can keep reading as well.
But I like the title already, so if it
Mhm.
Mhm.
follows through on that, I like that.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna go back to your
Okay,
art now.
great.
Thanks for playing along with me on the
Oh, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
detour.
my pleasure.
Did you wanna talk about this at all?
Exotic Running, that's the name of that
Exotic
one.
running.
Yeah. It's more of the exotic, kinda like your alter ego type coming through.
It has a cat-like look. Am I seeing that correctly?
Yes, because
Okay.
I'm a Leo. That's my zodiac
Oh,
sign.
okay.
So you'll see the cat and then the actual I love to run. I used to run track. So, and that's my goal actually to get back to running. I'm trying to work my way back into it. So that's the side that you see the cat, the exotic run, and that's why I called it exotic running.
I like it. I like
Thank you.
how the cat is not, like, so obvious, but
Right.
there, yeah.
But there, yes.
This painting looks actually really
Oh.
cool too in person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You see it in person, you like, wow.
Yeah.
It's one of my
because
favorite pieces by her too.
yeah, because just looking at it here and
Yeah.
that makes me, are all these pieces available or some aren't?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. All of them
Everything's
Okay.
are available on the website.
And do
Um,
you do prints?
yes, we do prints as well.
Okay, alright.
Yes, we
Just
do
just
prints.
to let people know.
Yes.
Okay, and did you wanna share anything on this piece?
This is a piece I did. I think this one is called Directions, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just the flow and direction of the paint.
I like it too.
It's I don't think a lot of it is dripped. It's just the direction in which I wanted the paint to go, and it created this for me. And it's textured as well. And so it's just different stages, different levels of your emotion
Mm.
on one canvas. And some people, I know the white is on top, but some people might see the red on top,
Yeah.
depending on their emotional state.
Yeah.
Some people might see what's that blue on top,
Right.
or some people might not see only but one color. Some
Some
people
people might see the grid pop
with
That's
out,
the
right.
grid,
The grid, yes.
which is
or
also
might bypass everything and just go
absolutely
like to the yellow.
Yeah,
right,
straight to the color
straight
that
to
they
the
like.
yellow,
Right,
What's
exactly.
calling them?
which is calling them. So yeah,
Because
this is
that's one thing about art too. Art calls you.
Right.
mhm.
It calls you whatever color the color is calling you. You gravitate to that color as well. So it'll pull you in, basically.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
And there's no right or wrong.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think this one has about 7 colors in it
Yeah, it
too.
does.
You really have to study it though.
Mhm.
Right. And I think that's true for a lot of art. I mean, I have art in my home that I'm still seeing new things
Right,
when you
Yes.
look at it.
right. And sometimes too, we create also our artwork to where you could change the direction of it. You don't have to
Right.
hang it the way that we would like you to hang it. You can hang
Exactly.
it the way you want, the way you see it.
Right.
And then just like they talk about the ambiance of your room, every once in a while you need to turn it,
The feng
the
shui.
feng shui, and change everything up
That's
because
right.
it gives
Right.
you a different perspective on life. So one of our mottos is you're not just buying a painting, you're buying an investment.
That's right.
It's definitely an investment.
Definitely an
Yes.
investment in yourself,
Right.
investment in, money, because our artwork is worth a lot of money.
Right.
I see it now. It
And
really
not just that, just what it does for you beyond just the money.
that's right.
Correct.
It's what it does for you in being in your home
That's right.
Emotionally, right.
That's right.
And
emotionally. Yeah.
the
Can't
feng shui is gonna put in your home,
Mhm.
That's right.
you know.
And this is our last piece in the collection that we have for today.
Okay.
Okay.
I did that one. That one is a southwestern kind of it goes back to my ancestors. Yeah, that's more of a southwestern ancestry. I don't think I put a title on that one. That one doesn't have that was just something that I was feeling at the time. I communicate a lot with my intuitively with my ancestors. So that kind of came out to where I decided to put it on the board. And when I was finding my lineage, that, that's part of it.
Right. And is this acrylic?
Yes.
It almost has a charcoal look.
Yes, it does. It's acrylic though. Yeah.
Right. I like it though. It
Way
stood
to go.
out to me. That's why I wanted to include this as well.
Mhm.
And let's pull out of here. And I wanted to ask you guys what's in the future as far as your art. Not so much exhibitions, we'll touch on that, but what do you see? Like you said, you did like quite a number of painting, Kimberly, when you were starting.
Mhm.
You definitely had a progression from when you
Yes.
started to your, was it 65
Yeah, we're
paintings that you did?
yeah.
So, how about from today forward? Do you have some vision of where you're headed? Do you like what
Yeah.
you're doing and you want to keep on that path?
Yes. My goal is to go bigger, on a bigger canvas and to go like do coastal art,
Mhm.
like in mansions. And I want to do like 8 feet.
Oh,
I
nice.
think this is the biggest one.
What size is that?
I believe this one is a 48 by 36.
Okay, about 4 feet.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And Michael, what do you see?
I see our artwork in big home mansions, some of the sultans over there in
Dubai.
United Emirates and stuff
International.
Okay.
internationally in some of those castles and palaces and stuff.
Right.
I definitely see us doing like in the future a big art show, in
Mhm.
France, New York, Chicago, California, and stuff like that, and
Right.
in movies, that's
Yeah,
definitely the
that's
goal.
true.
But just people that appreciate our art.
Correct.
I want people to invest in themselves and in their home and in their lives with our art pieces,
Right.
because it brings them happiness in their life. It brings them joy when they look at our paintings and talk about it as
Correct.
well. And there's a story behind it.
Yes. And it's like an emotional support painting.
Like emotional support animal or
Correct.
whatever, but this is the
Exactly.
painting. Yeah, I could see that.
Support
Yeah.
painting, great.
Mhm.
Artist therapy is a
That's
definite,
right.
Mhm.
definite arm of therapy. So
And you can take it on the plane with
Right.
you.
that's right. Feel
Right.
comfortable with the
That's
vibe.
right. If you need to go.
And then also because we are spiritual people,
Yeah.
we also,
Right.
we have positive spiritual guidance around our paintings. So
Yeah.
we're never painting with negative intentions. We're
Right.
never
Right.
painting, with just violent intent. Is always going to be with great intent and great spiritual guidance that we create this artwork.
I mean, that's good to know because you're bringing
Absolutely.
it into your home. So to know
Yes.
that the artist is
Yes.
not just, just thinking about the person who eventually brings that into their home is
Right.
good to know that you care about that.
Yeah, we
Yes.
carry good vibrations. And
Correct.
That's right.
when we do our artwork, we sage it out, we Palo
Right.
Santi it out,
Yeah.
we
Great frequencies.
great frequency.
Right.
We put it in the sunlight for a
That's
little
right.
while, so
Oh, okay, like you
All
do
of
with
that.
crystals?
great
Yes.
crystal
Oh,
energy
okay,
and
okay,
healing and smoothing and
Yes.
all of that. So
okay. I never knew about I mean, I know about putting the crystals and everything, but I
yeah,
didn't know about art, so that's
Yeah.
interesting.
everything under the sun gets energy from it.
Right,
Right.
Anything you place under the sun gets
Anything.
energy from it. So why not place your painting up and
right,
out there underneath the sun and just let it get that good energy.
right. I like that.
Yes,
I learned something new for
Yeah.
sure. And then what do you guys have coming up? Do you have anything coming up, any shows or anything that you'd like to share?
Correct.
So if you want to book us for a show, please contact us at abstractworlddesigners.com, or you can email us
Correct.
at abstractworlddesigners with an S at
Right.
gmail.com.
Okay. And is that information all on the website as well?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it
And
is.
it'll be
In the
in the
link.
description,
Down at the link.
so
Yeah.
Yep.
look below, and I'll definitely put a link to that for you guys there
Thank you.
as well.
And they can follow.
Well, is there anything else you want to share before
You said
closing out?
you can follow us on Instagram
Yeah.
at
At Abstract World Designers 2.
the number
The
Okay,
two.
hold
numbers.
on.
Yep.
They can send you a DM or however they want
Yes.
to reach out to
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Please reach out.
Yes. Please
Yes.
reach out.
Well, thank you so very much
Thank
for
you.
My
joining
pleasure.
us. Definitely, it was
Yeah.
been fun talking to you and learning about a dynamic duo that you are,
Mhm.
That's right.
and looking forward to big things for you guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank
much.
you.
It was a pleasure.
We're
Yeah.
also, just so you know, we're looking to become the world famous husband and wife duo of artwork.
Yes.
So
That's our
Okay,
goal.
well, let's make that happen.
we
Let's make
are
it
the
happen.
husband and wife duo.
That-
Right. Yeah, not can be, are.
That's
We
right.
are. That's right. That's right. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
correcting me.
Yeah.
You good. Thank you. You've helped us
That's
in
right.
more ways than you know.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm
Grateful for
happy.
you.
Yes, we are so
Grateful.
grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Take care.